phantom killer from Mars comes to organize a gang of Earthmen to kill our leading scientists and to steal their plans.
Who? What are you?
I'm known as the Purple Monster, the forerunner of a great army from the planet Mars, which will soon swarm over your world and conquer it. I want you to aid me in assembling material for my jet plane.
Dr. Cyrus Layton, leading rocket scientist, his niece Sheila, and Craig Foster plan to capture the Purple Monster and bring him to justice.
Well, these are the 4 highways in the region of Flint Canyon where the cars have been destroyed. As you see, they form a rectangle. Whoever's responsible for these crimes must be operating within this area.
Well, that's an interesting theory, but how can you prove it?
I'm going to drive through that section and see what happens. We'll contact you later, Doctor.
All right, Craig.
That's enough work for today. Let that down. All right, turn around, both of you.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Scream Stream minisodes. I'm your host, Spakenstein. I'm joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
Good evening, Evan. It is very good to have you back with us after a much-deserved week off. I hope you're...
That's right. I'm fully rested. I'm ready to... I feel like I could conquer the universe.
Oh, yes. Well, then you're in good company with our best friend Flash Gordon, because I think he's on his way to that. I couldn't really tell you what Flash Gordon is up to. But you know, when you take a week off or when you're, fighting Ming the Merciless, either way, I guess you're just going to feel like you're conquering the universe. So I'll have what you guys are having. But that's I'll get there soon enough. We'll have our break and then we'll be on season 5. We are getting close to the end of season 4 with the Friday night stream, but also of course with the minisodes. We've only got 3 more chapters of Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe left. How crazy!
We're building towards something big, like we always are with these serials.
We are, and Evan asked me before we started, so what happened last time? And I couldn't tell you. I'd like to think, I believe that we are building towards something big. I think that we were starting to move in the right direction, if I recall. But as far as the particulars, I really couldn't tell you. I mean,
well, it's a good thing they recap at the beginning of every episode.
It really saves us a big headache, because if we had to remember,
keeping track.
They're keeping track, and also again, they just there's a bunch of kids in the movie theater. They're just there for the explosions and the cliffhangers. They don't really, they're week to week. You think they remember all the, that's why it's good to have the scroll, but they're not even reading that. And I don't even think it's meant to be read because I can never read it in time. It always scrolls too fast for me to be able to read.
They're just trying to get to the good stuff. The big lizard and the rock man.
And I don't blame them. I've loved all of that, gluing things on the backs of lizards and,
It's just always fun.
Talking like you're in the, the White Lodge and Twin Peaks, or you're, it's all fun. But I don't know. Eventually it's got to be leading to something. It's got to be building to something. So I believe that we were headed toward Mongo last time. I believe Flash and friends were en route, or maybe they broke in already and they're fighting a bunch of people. As you know, how
taking a swim in the pool of peril.
You know what? That's a good question. How did the pool pair? I don't even remember how we've always said usually the title is the cliffhanger at the end, but I almost feel like I couldn't remember if that was the. Oh wait, okay, no, I remember now. Thank you. Yep, that's very good. It always is. The title is the cliffhanger at the end. So I basically a wall of water came rushing. I don't know. I think Ming knew that Flash and his buddies. Oh yeah, they had like a 2-minute long scrap, like Flash's guys and Ming's guys in a hallway, and and it was just
hallway scrap.
A little hallway scrap. It was going on for a comically long time. And then and then somehow Ming was surveilling this and was able to release this like gushing wall of water. And of course.
What supervillain worth his salt doesn't have the button that releases the wall of water?
Well, yeah, and if you're really worth your salt, then it's salt water as well, because it's just wall to wall salt. You're swimming in it.
That way they can't just drink their way out.
Right. Well, you wouldn't want that. I mean, if it's fresh water. I mean, and again, I posed this. I don't know. I really hope they show the footage of everybody getting hit with the water again, because I was trying to figure out whether or not the actor playing Flash Gordon has a stunt double or not for this scene, because the man is an Olympic swimmer, and I like to think that he would be game to do that stunt himself.
Wait, are you saying Flash Gordon the character or the actor?
The actor who's playing Flash Gordon, Larry Buster Crabbe.
Okay.
Yes,
so Mr. Crabbe went to the Olympics and then he became Flash Gordon.
Yes, he did. He became Flash Gordon, and he was Buck Rogers, which we'll see a trailer for later. He was Tarzan one time. He's he got to do it all, and then
did he ever get to play Robin Hood, or was that just in this?
No, just this is as close as he got. I think the tights and I think this fulfilled whatever urge he had.
That itch.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you wear tights that often, eventually you're like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't want to, be wearing these for another whole movie. They're a little uncomfortable. Although if you're used to wearing a bathing suit for like most of your life before that, then it's not really like,
maybe it's not that different.
It shouldn't make much of a difference to you either way. But who knows? I mean, I don't know. He's no Johnny Weissmuller, but that's another Olympic swimmer turned actor from the same era who, I think was a bigger star technically than Buster Crabbe, but that's a whole. Don't get me started on all the swimmers who became movie stars. That's a whole other stream. Esther Williams. We don't even want to go there.
That's your Venn diagram right there.
Yes, it is.
Right in the middle of those two circles.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's great. It's so funny the way that the way that I can pull all that random these random worlds together. It's like, oh yeah, all freaking, what are these swimmers doing becoming actors, man? What is that about?
Well,
The entertainment industry.
Has Flash been doing his own stunts up until this point?
That is
Have we seen if he has a stunt double?
I don't know if we have kept a close eye on it. I feel like most of the big stunts that Flash is involved in, the shots are from far away. It's usually from a distance, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I think, again, if they show that shot, I really want us to see if we can tell, is it Flash or not Flash?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't know if he, because I mean, a lot of, like, I don't know if he, I for some reason, I'm under the impression, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm under the impression that he started doing, like, more stunt work and then transitioned into acting, like, you know, as a lead in, like, serials, and, like, you know, he didn't really lead, like, any big, like, A movies. You know, he wasn't, like, that big of a movie star. But
the kids loved him.
But the kids, yeah, I mean, hey, you know, I mean, you're running around, flying around in spaceships, fighting the bad guys, and, you know, saving the day 13 episodes every couple months. It's, you know, you're going to be a hero to some people out there. But yeah, so
when he got his start doing stunt work, how many swimming related stunts
I think
are, you know, on tap in Hollywood?
Oh, in those days, a lot, man, a lot. Like,
Okay.
because you know, you just have, like, so many different, like, you know, Hollywood is basically like a whole bunch of it's a movie factories, right? All these studios are just churning out movies. So you may have a movie that has got a scene that takes place at, like, this, like, public, like, pool. And so you've got, like it's a comedy, and there's a scene that takes place at a pool. So you got to have all these extras, and then you need somebody to do a crazy dive. Or if you've got, like, a musical, and there's a, you know, there are a lot of, like, water, like, you know, water dancing sequences. I mean, that's a little more, you know, for trained dancers specifically. But I mean, you know, you never know. Hollywood was calling for all kinds of crazy stuff back in those days. So if you had some unusual skill or special talent, chances are you could find somebody that was, you know, wanting to be able to exploit that in some way, you know. That's Hollywood. That's what Hollywood is all about, pretty much. But I don't know. I was gonna say, Evan, are you with me? And then I wasn't hearing. So Evan can probably hear me, but I can't hear Evan. So we'll see if it, like, takes, like, a minute, like it did last time. Last time he just popped out, and then as soon as I went to break, he popped back in. Classic Caligari curse. So we'll wait him out. But so we're getting ready for this episode of Flash Gordon, which I believe is called The Death Mist. It's a pretty cool title. You know, I mean, I thought last week's title was pretty cool, The Pool of Peril. So Death Mist is pretty good. I think Evan, can you hear me?
I can't.
Yes. I heard you for a second. Are you still there? Oh, nope. See, he's gone again. This is Caligari Curse. This is classic. We'll it'll level itself out. Yes, okay. Thank you, Dish. Perfect. No. It'll cycle back through. Hopefully, in like a minute, it'll fix itself. But yeah. Death Mist, you know, I think last week Fresh and I were joking, yeah, the Death Mist sounds like a fog mockbuster that they would have done, you know, right after the fog. It would have been I'd see it. I would definitely see a movie called Death Mist.
The Death Mist.
The Death Mist. I hear him. He's back. Yes, the Death Mist. Doesn't that sound fun?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I would pay to see that movie. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what Flash gets into. Anything before we get into it tonight, Evan?
I think I'm ready, as long as you can still hear me.
I can steer. Yeah.
I'm questioning every time I go to speak now. I'm kind of questioning if I'm just talking to myself in this room.
Yeah, I know. It's you are like you're just, you get in for 30 seconds and then for 5 minutes you're just talking to yourself. And then I'll just make sure to keep playing it off and
yeah, I'm just gonna just keep steamrolling ahead.
Yeah, that's all you can do is just plow ahead, plow forward. Keep the jokes coming. He's a joke machine over there, and no Caligari curse is gonna stop those jokes. Not even if we can't hear them. I appreciate
every time I cut out, just assume I'm saying something really funny, but you're missing it, unfortunately.
And so then that when he cuts back in and he's finishing the punchline, we have to laugh no matter what, because we know where he's going with this. So we'll make sure to give you a big laugh, big laughs. If we had,
I appreciate it.
If we had Fresh, Fresh would be he'd be on point with the laugh track, but unfortunately, Fresh not with us this evening. He's recovering from a little mouth surgery, something like that. Dental.
Yeah,
Dental.
A little something.
A little something. So we hope he gets better. Well, I mean, he's fine. He's fine. We'll see him on Friday.
We hope he makes a speedy recovery.
Speedy recovery. No, I'm sure he'll be fine. Again, he's not dead. Yeah, I always have to say that. It's important. Just don't be fooled. Don't be scared by the black and white picture. All right. Well, I think Evan, if you have it queued up,
I am ready.
And we're gonna get into the Death Mist right now. Chapter 10. Here we freaking go. Yeah, okay, that's pretty simple. Mains pallets. Okay, yeah. Captain.
I forgot that they were still on Longo when they were the place with the rock people.
Right. Yeah. That's right. I always forget that's the same planet. Yeah. Uh-oh. I love that alarm bell. The sun flares?
Are they all shaped like that?
I don't know. That's a great question. Sun flares is just part of the overall decor.
Yeah. Have we seen is that Ming's symbol or something?
Yeah, I think there's something to do with that emblem. Something with sun flares.
Open the flood control valve.
Yeah.
Majesty, you wanted them captured
Open
alive,
it.
or you're going to obey.
Open the valve, you bitch. All right, let's see.
Okay.
Here we go. Moment of truth. I love all that turning with the oh man. See, come
they
on.
Really get carried away there.
They do.
Interesting event. There's still a chance to save them.
No shit.
I mean, it's really a ton of water to
It's a lot.
This will divert the water away from the bottomless pit. Down for the lower sluice gates into the ravine.
Yeah, I forget that these guys are working with Flash.
The side tunnel. Now
They've
they
like
have a chance for their
defected.
lives. Close it quickly. If Ming hears of this, we may meet a horrible death.
Getting lucky, man. Getting so lucky.
Gotta get out of here before Ming discovers his trap has failed. Ship is beyond that ridge.
Well, you haven't even rescued Princess What's-Her-Name.
Flash! Baron! You were discovered.
Princess Aura, you didn't find her.
No, we failed.
Zarkov needs attention right away. Ronald, we've got to get away from here as quickly and quietly as we can.
Oh,
Ming doesn't know we
Zarkov's
escaped.
hurt. Zarkov down. Zarkov down.
Flash, this defeat removes our chance to strike at Ming from close by.
No.
Uh-oh.
Unless I miss my guess, we'll have that opportunity sooner than we wanted.
You mean Ming will think he has destroyed you?
Certainly. Believing that he's drowned us, he'll start an attack upon Aboria immediately.
Even so, I'm going to try again to rescue Princess Aura.
Well, it's a
I
theory.
don't think Ming would harm his own daughter.
We'll try and communicate by radio with our friends of the palace as soon as we reach Arboria.
Our prisoners seem to be deeply interested in what we have to say.
But they here won't make any difference.
Don't be too sure.
You know
Flash.
they're up to no good.
You may find your spy in the palace a little too.
Silence.
Why not drop them overboard now and save a lot of trouble?
An excellent idea. But we may still have use for them.
No, we'll give them a fair trial.
Flash is a good guy. He's got to be, got to be the good guy. Even when those people don't deserve it. Can you hear me, Evan?
I can hear you.
Okay, you're
Am I
back.
still
You were
here?
out for a little bit, but you're back. I see
Okay,
the green
yeah.
bars. You're back.
Very clever
Okay,
device.
great.
Will be of no further use to you. Your friend.
I said something really
Vice
funny,
Guard,
just so you know.
attacked upon my person.
Oh man, I do feel bad. I gotta get a new router or something. I gotta figure out what this problem is, man. It's driving me crazy.
It is also unfortunate that I had to die before ridding the universe of your evil presence and placing the
Oh, is
Princess
Ming
Aura
finally
on
gonna
the
kill this guy?
My daughter is no longer a princess. She is merely a prisoner of war. Do you hope to save your life by this bravado? No, Ming. I only hope to get
So wait,
close
who is
enough
the
to put
the
my hands on your throat.
the lady in the spaceship?
She
Was that not the princess?
no, She is like,
Too bad.
I don't know. She's like,
Take him away.
I don't even know who she really is. Oh, did Ming just stab that guy?
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. I wasn't expecting him to. I was expecting that guy's death to be a little more diabolical.
Calling on Carm's radio.
My husband!
He's calling Carm. Can you imitate Carm's voice? I can try, Your Majesty.
Great.
I can try.
Hey, it's me.
They're alive!
Take her to the
It's your
women's
buddy. Pay no attention to the woman crying in the background.
This is
My little
Carm.
chickadee.
His hearing found my radio phone. I thought you and your people were drowned in the flooded caverns.
Americans diverted the floodwaters through a side tunnel into the ravine.
That miracle was my daughter. A very clever girl, but she shall be punished.
Calm. Let us know when Ming means to attack.
Uh,
And in what manner.
Ask him about Princess Aura.
oh, you
Princess Aura
fools.
is safe and well. The Emperor believes you were all destroyed by the flood. He contemplates no other attack upon our body.
Ah, Ming, you devious bastard.
That's good news, Baron. It gives you time to call in your patrols and prepare the ships for defense.
For attack, rather. I mean to take Princess Aura out of Ming's hands at any cost. I'll tell Flash. He and Dale are down at the cells.
I'll tell Flash. Whoa. Loving that shadow.
Yeah.
Well, you better come clean, Torch. How many ships has Ming got ready for immediate action?
Just why should I tell you anything?
Prince Baron would give a good deal for aid in bringing the princess home safely.
not get help from your friend Carm? He's on the ground.
If you tell us, I'll give you my feather. You see this feather? You know how expensive it is?
How did that happen?
He pretended to be wounded worse than he
They
was.
call it the
Guards didn't watch him.
alfalfa.
Let's try Sonia. Maybe she'll think more of her neck.
Sonia, we're going to give you a chance for your life. We want you to...
Oh, do not trust her. Oh my God.
You and I understand each other.
All right, dear.
Is this? I don't understand why this is Flash's interrogation move to like lean up with like one hand on his hip.
Oh, no. You're going to have to talk first.
It's interrogation posturing.
Getting you out. Remember, you're Prince Baron's prisoner, not mine.
Prince Baron, bah. He's as good as putty in your hands and will do
Bah.
as you bid him. Set me
Good
free and
cop,
I'll show
smooth
you how to
cop.
overthrow both Prince Baron and Emperor Ming.
Smooth.
Then you and I, Earthmen, will rule the universe.
Flash. What is it, Roka?
Dr. Zarkov wants to see you. He's been talking with Carm by radio, and he says there's no danger of an attack by Ming for some time.
Oh, good. Thank you, Roka.
Oh, great.
Better watch that woman. She'll try to trick you. Thank you.
And Flash knows right away that it's a trap. Uh-oh. What? What is this? You wouldn't call it Morse code. Main code.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy.
Didn't Flash just say to
Yes.
watch her?
Yes, he did.
That's
He
terrible.
certainly did. Let's take a break right here. All right. Right there at that scream. Perfect
Yeah,
place
right
to
here as she's
right
fake
as she's
hanging herself.
yeah, that was getting a little dark. Okay, yeah, so looks like Flash is about to walk into another trap. Classic.
Classic. He might walk into a death mist.
Yeah, might be a little might be a little misty, It's funny. I imagine he won't see it coming, and it's going to be I want to see what kind of ingenious device that Ming has invented to be able to create this death mist. I'm sure that it's something
on this week's episode, Emperor Ming commits a war crime.
I mean, we're right around again, Ming's whole character in this installment of the serials is kind of based around that idea of the dictators who were popular who were rising to power at the time, Hitler and Mussolini and all that. So it's definitely like he's definitely modeled after that, and the whole like way that his empire functions, it's all kind of based on the fact that he is this tyrannical dictator. And
yeah, well, I guess so far he's he was responsible for the plague, right? The Purple Death.
Yeah, there was the Purple Death.
We got plague. We've got
there was that
projectiles.
The projectiles. There was the Polaroid. I don't remember quite what that was, but there was that. He's had a lot of inventions that have, would have done some real damage had it not been for Flash Gordon saving the day. But
yeah, I feel like we're getting kind of a Wile E. Coyote kind of deal where you try something and then it doesn't work, so you just move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, essentially that's definitely how it was feeling like a few episodes ago. It was just like there was like a stretch of episodes where it seemed like Ming was just hopping from one invention to the next, and it was like, wait a second, what is like this turned into like episodic? Like, what is going on here? We're just gonna watch Ming try a new thing every time. Flash like almost like die, but just foil Ming's plot every time. Like, let's get a little bit of like an overarching narrative here. Something. So I mean, we're starting to get that here, obviously. I mean, whatever Ming has got plotted next is certainly his last big, scheme.
Last bid.
Yeah, last bid for the universe. So we'll see. We'll see what Flash can do. But obviously, we've got 2.5 more chapters to really find out what other perilous, death-defying stunts Flash Gordon can come face to face with. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this Death Mist. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and we got to see a guy die. We hadn't seen anybody die in I don't know how long. That's definitely
our scientist friend.
Which I thought he was gonna die. Like over the past 2 episodes, I kept like, oh, he's gonna die. Ming's gonna kill him, and just things keep just coming up. And like this last time, it was like Flash and all those guys like breaking in and then fighting with his guys. It was like, all right, yeah, this is like we're just stalling here. Like, and like I think in one of those earlier installments, Ming threatened him with a very like torturous death. So I was a little surprised to see him just kind of get a knife to the gut,
Yeah, very quick. It was so quick I didn't even realize what had happened.
Yeah, kind of missed it. It happened very fast. Ming just cuts and you're out. You're dead. Back to business.
Also, good job on his guards part. The guy just straight up tried to strangle the Emperor.
Yeah, right. Did he lunge for? I guess he did lunge for him. Wow.
He went for him. The guards didn't do anything.
It's just so funny. Like, I guess it's it's hard to get engaged in like all that's going on there when it's all happening from one like static like wide shot.
Right.
Like it's not like this kind of like using all these cuts and these angles to kind of build up to this big moment. It's just all like they're talking and I'm tuning out and wait, what now he's dead. This escalated very quickly. I mean, that's essentially every serial that we've like watched on this show. The escalation is usually very fast and very like quick. Like it doesn't last very long once it escalates.
Yeah, you're here and then you're not.
You're here and then you're not. I mean it's very much like a lot of cheap economical movie making at this time, which was, all right, wrap it up in 30 seconds. So you put a bow on it. Like,
yeah, we've seen a couple of these.
We have seen our fair share. I think that's kind of how this past week's movie ended, Indestructible Man. It was kind of like quick wrap up, like, and it was just kind of like
Did he
head
turn
turning.
out to be destructible?
Yes, unfortunately he did. It didn't take.
That was the twist.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't take much. Well, no, it did. He got shot by like freaking like a rocket launcher, and like still, yeah, like he got like police were like shooting him up and like trying to blow him to bits, and he just wasn't. He was fine, and then eventually he just started wearing down, kind of out of nowhere. And
what was his deal? Is he like a science kind of like is he like a zombie or something?
So it was this convicted killer, this convicted like gangster, who's being put to death, and he's like. He like wants like revenge on his associates, and so he's put to death, and these scientists get his body after he dies and like use it for their experiments, like which are like, I think they're trying to like find cures for cancer. They're trying to do something, and they end up like pumping him full of electricity and bringing him back to life and making him indestructible. So he just goes on this rampage through Los Angeles, like getting revenge on the guys that wronged him. And
yeah, he got a real new lease on life.
He really did. And you know, made the observation that in real life, Lon Chaney did have his body donated to science when he died, but unfortunately they did not give him a new. Yeah, I know, it's funny. I've always seen that, and I never put like 2 and 2 together, kind of how funny that was, that like, you know, that is kind of like very much like how a horror movie starts, is this person donates their body to science, and then the scientist is actually a mad scientist and turns them into a monster. Like,
yeah, has anybody done that? We've got, there's a movie about Lon Chaney donating his body, but it goes to a mad scientist.
That would be a good, that would be a good revisionist, like fictional history type of movie. You could actually have a lot of fun with that. I'd love to see it. I mean, the man was scary. I don't care what it is. We were talking about it last week. He's just a big guy, heavy drinker. We talked about that too, but you know, I mean, it not you know, always professional, very professional. Don't get me wrong, Lon Chaney Jr., if one thing kept popping up, it was the word professional just as much as the word drunk. It was kind of hand in hand. You know,
a real professional drunk.
A real professional drunk. I mean, yeah, it is a hot topic in the classic horror community, but he's got a lot of fans, and I'm a big Lon Chaney Jr. fan, and that was the first time I'd ever seen that movie. So you know, it was good. It was you know.
Yeah, I hate that I missed it. I hate that I didn't see the man getting shot by a rocket launcher.
Well,
that sounds very exciting.
Don't worry, Evan, because like, you know, we'll talk more about it at the end of tonight's episode, but as I've touched on, you know, we're kind of ending off these last few weeks of season 4 with some heavy hitters when it comes to our Friday night movies. So you haven't missed out. Chaney was just the start of our, you know, our last 3 movies. You know, 3 heavy hitters.
Yeah,
so,
for the year.
For the year, and then that will have been 1 year of the Scream Stream. But we'll
a new year of movies.
Yes, and a whole brand new slate of public domain movies, which I cannot wait for. But we still have to get through episode 10 of Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe. We'll talk more about all that, all about what we've got coming up at the end of this week and next week's. At the end of tonight's episode. So we're going to go to this break, which is a trailer for the serial Buck Rogers, which also stars Buster Crabbe. And it's, I think it came out the year before this one did, but it's also by Universal. So they just like, I don't know why, they just did like, they wanted to do another Flash Gordon that wasn't Flash Gordon. So they did Buck Rogers. I don't know. It's not public domain. I wish it was otherwise, because it looks cool. It looks fun. But I don't know. It's probably very similar to what we've been watching. So I wouldn't expect it to be very different considering it's from Universal. But we're going to see that trailer. And then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of The Death Mist. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Beyond the jet plane, beyond the atomic bomb, beyond the time machine, and all the scientific marvels of tomorrow, there is Buster Crabbe, as Buck Rogers. Thrill as Buck and his sidekick Buddy are discovered after 500 years of suspended animation.
Who is this man called Killer Kane? He is the result of the stupidity of the men of your century.
Chill at the villainy of Killer Kane, the most despicable despot ever to menace the galaxy.
There's no time to lose. We must attack Hidden City immediately.
Cheer as Buck and Buddy join forces with the heroic rebels of the Hidden City.
Is it true that you are revolutionaries?
In a sense, I suppose we are. If it's revolutionary to protest against brutality.
I have had enough.
Shudder at the frightening vision of a futuristic metropolis. Shiver as Buck and Buddy venture alone into Kane's evil domain. Quiver as Buck is forced into one of Kane's mind-robbing robot helmets. Is this Buck Rogers' destiny? To spend the rest of his days as one of Killer Kane's lackeys? No! Gasp as funky space cadet Wilma Deering defies Kane and dares to rescue Buck. Never before have there been such wonders. Never before such feats. Never before a movie as amazing, as awe-inspiring, as fast and furious as the original Star Warrior, Buck Rogers.
Everybody, you take the controls and keep her as she is. We're headed for the planet Saturn.
Yes, sir. You followed his exploits in the comics. You thrilled to them on the radio. Now, come and see it all on the big screen. Before Star Trek, before Star Wars, there is the original interplanetary adventure film, Buck Rogers.
The Force has always been with us.
Gosh, that's swell.
Come back to Buck Rogers.
Good at predicting what movies were going to come out.
Yeah, they just already knew him. Yeah. Wouldn't Star Wars be a great movie title? How about Star Trek? Yeah, those are all great. Let's use those. No, yeah, I mean,
that looked pretty much exactly like Flash Gordon.
Right, not much different. Classic space opera, you know, you get it pretty much the same thing most of the time. I mean, I've always liked the idea of space operas, man. Like, you know,
it's fun.
I'd like to come up with one, like, and I've always enjoyed like the cheap Star Wars knockoffs from like the late 70s and 80s. I was talking with some people the other week about have you ever heard of Star Crash? Star
Crash? No.
Yeah, Mystery Science Theater did a like one of the newer seasons. I think that they did it, and they did their thing with that movie, but I had seen it even before they riffed it, and it is like it is just really dumb. It's like it's fun though because it's so cheesy. Like all the stars are like different colors. Like it's like the Christmas tree lights that are like all different colors. Like that's what space looks like, and it's like
nice.
It's Italian. It's an Italian Star Wars
David
blockbuster.
Hasselhoff in this?
Yeah, David Hasselhoff is in it. Christopher Plummer is in it. It's got some names in it. It's kind of surprising, but it's a fun movie. Like if you want like a dumb Star Wars knockoff that is like so bad it's good, watch Star Crash. Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I forgot
the
about
promotional material. Like the movie poster makes it look like sexy Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't even say like that it is that sexy. Like it is very much like a Star Wars like ripoff. Like it's, you know, I think like there is more of a female lead who's like, it's like if Leia was in that bikini in all three, like in every movie. I think that there's one character like that. She's just always in this like bikini outfit, or for most of the movie. I don't know. It's got to be in like 5 years since I saw it, but I had a lot of fun. So if you're looking for more, like, because again, like, it's a space opera. If you like cheesy space opera stuff that isn't the clean, polished Star Wars and Star Trek, especially Star Wars post George Lucas doing all the effects digitally and going in, and Star Trek did it too. Like they went in and like digitally redid all the special effects for like the old episodes, for like updated it for like modern times, which I find that wild. Like, I mean, I guess everybody's like, well, if George Lucas does it with Star Wars, I guess it's all right, but like, you're kind of altering the history, you know? Like, you cannot, it's very hard to find Star Wars, like the first movie as it existed in 1977 or 78, whenever it came out. Like, because George Lucas, when he put the new special effects on in the 90s, like got rid of all the, you know, all traces of versions with the bad special effects. So it's so
weird.
Yeah, and then Star Trek kind of like with the original series, I think they followed suit and like remastered all the, you know, spaceship flying scenes and all these things to make them look better, like for the modern age, and it looks good and it works, but it's still like, that's not like how it was. Like, I want to see the cheesy, you know, I want to see the love and care that you guys put into making this thing, not the cold special effects that money can buy decades later to try to, you know, fix things that don't really need to be fixed. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Where does it end? Just messing around with editing things and, you know, changing them. It's slippery slope, but Star Wars certainly is always on the forefront. They brought Peter Cushing back to life, but that's a whole other debate.
Yeah, you don't think that Star Wars hasn't just already fallen off the slippery slope?
No, you know, they definitely, if
slid right off. If
not, like, yeah, like literally CGIing Peter Cushing back to life isn't going off the slippery slope, I don't know what is. Like, that was really the first time that it prominently, like, that big an actor who had just been dead for decades, like, that his estate signed off on, oh yeah, you can like re-render this guy with CGI. Like, sure, that's cool. We're cool with it. Why not? And because, like, yeah, there were definitely cases like before that of like actors dying in production, and then if they still had scenes that needed to be shot, using digital effects to, you know, kind of help mask certain like effect shots where you're CGIing that at the dead person's face over the body of like another actor. Like, that had been done, you know, before this time, but like actually CGIing a dead guy was, you know, that was Rogue One. That's, you know, that was kind of and now they're just doing it with everybody. They're just CGIing everybody. So look out. One day I won't even be real. It'll just be a CGI. We'll keep the show going in perpetuity with a CGI host
Right. We'll get one of these AIs to just do this show for us.
Right. It'll be easy. Easy. If an AI can write papers, eventually they'll just be able to create,
Yeah. How long until AIs are funny? How long until they can write a good joke?
I mean, it's just gonna become its own whole brand of humor, man. It's like the new alternative comedy. It's just this whole
it's that AI humor.
It's that AI humor, man. It's like it doesn't make any sense. Like it's just so off, like out of left field that's the brand of humor that it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I don't know, man. If you've seen a meme that any young person has made today, it might as well have already been written by an AI. I don't get them.
That's true. Who does? That's why we're sitting over here watching good old public domain content. So we'll be
I just called myself age a bit as I said that.
We'll be over here in our public domain corner with our all of our other millennials and just kind of scoffing at everybody else, all the other generations, as we comfort ourselves with the very end of chapter 10 of Flash Gordon, which we have to get into. So
we've been putting it off.
We've been putting it off, so we're gonna go ahead and get into that. If you have it queued up, Evan.
I do.
Then we're gonna get into the exciting conclusion of the Death Mist right now. Yeah, she was screaming. That's where we left off. Oh my god. Trigger warning.
Yes.
Sorry, everybody.
I love, on the show, no one who gets captured ever gets, searched.
No.
She just had a rope on her.
And, clearly holding it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no.
This guard is the worst.
And Flash knew as soon as he walked out that this guy was not going to do a good job, and yet he left him in here anyway.
You want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Well, it took you some time to get here. You found Sonia interesting?
What's all this about a message from Carm?
He said that...
Now, wait a minute, Zarkov. I want his exact
Wait a minute.
words. How did he begin?
Exact words? Well, I don't know. Roca talked to him first. He made the connection, then handed me the radio.
Well, Roca, he said, "This is Carm. I'm alone in the laboratory."
Sounded pretty legit to me.
Carm who was speaking.
Not Carm.
What do you mean? He said Princess Aura was safe. It couldn't have been Carm. You see, we'd arranged code words to avoid this sort of trick. If it had been Carm, he would have begun with the words, "Listen carefully."
But it was Carm's
What?
voice. He said that Ming believed us dead.
How?
And he knows
Get
we're
out of
alive.
here,
No
Flash.
doubt is planning for immediate attack after sending that fake message of reassurance.
Then I must instruct the Outer Patrol to be on the alert.
This is the first time we're hearing about this code word.
Ship 41 on 83rd vertical parallel. All well. Ship 41 on 83rd vertical parallel. All well.
Wow, what?
Patrol. All well. Ship 17 Outer Patrol.
Oh yeah, that was probably a good call.
Yes, Gordon?
Checks
I
out
have
for
reason to
blood.
believe that Ming plans to attack at once. Warn all ships to be on the alert. Tell them to report immediately. Any spaceship, whatever marking.
The order will go out immediately, sir.
Thank you.
Calling all spaceships. Calling all spaceships.
Calling all spaceships.
General order number 83.
All spaceships?
General order
Are you
number
sure you mean all
83.
spaceships?
Breaker.
Oh my god.
That was a hell of a slap.
Yeah, it was funny, he slapped him, but then closed his fist after he did it, and it looked way more intense, I think, than it actually was. It looked aggressive.
This is Captain Torch speaking. I'm
I've got momentary control of Baron's radio room.
What are your orders, sire? I will send gas bombers to attack Baron's palace at once.
Oh, gas bombers. You gotta have something more clever than that.
So there will be no warning of the attack. It shall be done, sire.
Is that what this mist
Watch that door
is?
closely while I call in Baron's patrols.
Aren't they in the palace? Won't they get bombed too?
That's a good point.
From Prince Baron.
They're not concerned.
All ships are to commit at once and ground for repairs.
Ship number 5, acknowledging general order from Prince Baron. We're heading in at once.
How long will it take Ming's fleet to get here?
Not long. If I can clear the patrols out of their way.
I wish that they had more than 2 ship models, you know?
We're nearing Sonia's cell.
Yes. I just like to get
At least, like, use some optical printing and just duplicate the 2 and make it look like 8 or 10 or something.
Well, she's gone. Something's happened to the guard.
Sleeping on the job.
He's dead?
Dead?
Jeez. Oh my god.
From the radio room. What are you doing?
Well, they better not give her another chance. She better get...
They can't countermand my orders.
She better... Something better happen to her.
To attack? I'm so sure of it that I took the liberty of broadcasting an order to your patrol ship, Your Highness.
Torch and Sonia have escaped. Escape? Impossible. Scatter and search.
Scatter, scatter, scatter. I love that. Scatter and search.
Scatter.
This little job will prevent anyone from rescinding the order to call in the patrols.
Why, you little...
Oh, yeah, cat fight.
Oh.
Wow. And of course, like, that one guy's just standing right there, not getting involved at all.
Stay where you are, Gordon. Get away from that door, Gordon, or I'll pull the trigger. Move, quick.
Don't let him get away, Flash. He's calling the patrols and Ming's about to attack.
Oh my gosh, she's getting...
Sound the alarm, quickly.
What an alarm. Oh, woo, woo. Oh god, I don't know what I'd do if the alarm sounded like that.
It sounds like, you know, like when an ambulance kind of passes you.
Yeah.
You get that kind of Doppler effect.
Right, but it's backwards.
Yeah.
God, making use of these castle sets that Universal had.
Yeah, this is pretty fancy for what we've seen so far.
All Universal backlot. I think they used these sets. Tower of London was definitely like the big movie that they used a lot of this in. But they reused these stairs in House of Dracula. Man, I just see this shit and I'm like, oh, yep, I've seen that before.
I know where I'm at.
I've seen that set before.
I'll hit them off from the outside.
That's so wild to me. And now we're back on a Flash Gordon set. Thank God. This is different.
Yeah, well, we built half the castle in sci-fi and half of it fancy.
Half it medieval and half sci-fi. We'll just call it a steampunk thing. That's not a thing yet? Oh great, we invented it. Cool.
Emperor ships. They're dropping gas bombs.
Get out on the roof. Maybe we can signal them.
Pow pow, pow pow, like the wimpiest bombs.
They're dropping gas bombs. Quick, open the window.
We'll just air it out.
They can't see us. We'll be killed with the rest.
Well, duh, you should have thought about that earlier. Oh shit! Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, that stunt doubles. Oh, my God. That guy's not even blonde. Oh, come on. Oh, my God.
It's okay. The black and white will cover that up. What would be really funny is if they didn't use the stunt double for the huge wall of water crashing over them, but they did use the stunt double for this little fight.
Stark Treachery. I feel like you have to say that title like very fancily. That's a very Stark Treachery. Like that's so big. Over the top.
I always love anytime you throw like a dummy off of something really tall.
Man, we got 2 for 1 there. We got 2 dummies, and they were very like, I don't know, it's the camera was too close, but in like the best way. Like you could see faces on the dummies. Like it was like
they looked
like dolls.
They looked a little stiff. They were wrapped up in their combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. I mean, that was definitely pretty wild to like see them kind of like. I mean, it's an effective way, like use of editing there to go from like them like scrapping, falling off the thing, and then cut to a dummy. I mean, man, that's always the power of movies. It doesn't take much, you know. Like we've seen it a couple times on this show. Dummies getting, you know, falling off cliffs, getting thrown off cliffs, what have you. And every time it's so much fun.
I always love it.
It's definitely one of the top manners of death on this show. Certainly, you know, ray gun would not be in my top favorites. It's a little like all of a sudden we're like, I don't feel like I've seen anybody die like this whole time. And in this episode, I've seen 3 people at least like prominently get killed. And it's kind of like, where's this been? Like the past 9 chapters, you know? Like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. Like some of the bad guys, some of Ming's henchmen get killed, or his soldiers, whatever they are. But like, you know, I mean, there really hasn't been that much death outside that.
No, they're saving it for the death mist.
I guess so. I mean, that's what
the mist didn't really kill anybody this episode.
No, and it wasn't mist as much as it was bomb smoke. I don't.
Yeah, gas maybe.
Yeah, I guess gas. Yes, that's the more appropriate term. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Evan. The gas.
It's kind of gas light. It's not a full war crime. It's just a light death mist.
Yeah, just a light mist. Yeah, how about instead of gas, we just call it the mist? That makes it sound a lot more pleasant, a lot more peaceful. And maybe everybody will just be more comfortable with it. Yeah, no, that's I don't think it would have gone over well either. No, it is kind of funny. I think in these last few installments, I think we see probably through Ming more of the sentiment of the World War II times to come. Like when this serial was being made, this was only like a year before, I think it was 1940, which is, you know, the year before the United States entered World War II. So I mean, everything was already, the pieces were already like falling in Europe at the time. So certainly this serial is taking cues from the state of the world, the universe, as it were, at the time. You know, I don't think that there's any commentary going on per se, but I do think that they're making allusions to, you know, things. And I don't know, you know, I think the gas thing obviously like here is just like a more of like a coincidence than like I don't know. It took a while for the general public to kind of become aware of what the Nazis were like actually up to.
Yeah, I don't think that was like known in 1940.
No, so I think here, you know, it's just funny though that you have this dictator who's like, you know, he's using the gas and he's, you know,
they were just telling the future, as it were, just good at predicting.
It's what it's all about.
Isn't that what sci-fi is supposed to be all about?
Sci-fi, you know, I mean, without a doubt, definitely sci-fi. I was gonna say space operas, but when you have confusing shit like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away,
right.
that doesn't really clarify. That just muddies the waters. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to the finale of Flash Gordon when Ming shoots his dog and then takes a cyanide pill.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be that would be fitting, wouldn't it? That would really be predicting the future.
Yeah, getting a
all he needs is a bunker.
Telling the future.
Yeah. Yeah, Ming is, you know, I mean, again, I think we've talked about, spoiler alert, you know, Ming's gonna get away. Unfortunately, Ming is not gonna be punished because they wanted to do another serial, but they just didn't. So like they left it open-ended, and it's, you know, kind of how most of these serials ended anyway. They were always hoping they could do another installment. So you kind of leave it open. You kind of
right. You just have Ming flee to Argentina.
Yes, well, that would, yeah. I mean, again, that would just be too many eerie predictions. I don't know. Then I would say that they were on to something, or maybe they knew more than they were letting on. The writers of Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe. I don't know. Who knows? I think this is 1940. I don't know if 1940. Which coincidentally is the same year as the film that we're going to be watching this Friday night, The Ape, starring Boris Karloff, which is, it's a Poverty Row Ape Corps movie. So yeah, we're checking some boxes, man. It's nice. we get, I mean, we've had some Poverty Row movies this season, I think. I don't know. I don't know if The Ghost Walks is technically Poverty Row. I guess it's early Poverty Row, but like this is right at the beginning of the Poverty Row horror cycle. This is actually one of the first chapters in the book that I have on Poverty Row horrors, and it's Boris Karloff, and he's a mad scientist who's, you know, got a killer ape.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, that's all you need to know. There's an ape involved. You got Karloff, and this is Karloff, like, you know, earliest that we've seen Karloff on this program. You know, we spent a whole season of minisodes with him in the Veil, and that was, you know, 1958. He's older than certainly Snake People. I mean, he was half dead. I mean, you know, not to disparage the wonderful Karloff, but I mean, we haven't gotten to see him, you know, when he was actually a star. So
when he was a little more healthy.
Yeah, a little bit more. This is definitely this is you know, it's a pretty solid Karloff performance at a time where he was playing mad scientist pretty regularly. So he's good at it, and he does good in this movie. And so it's exciting we'll get to see him not in top form. We will get a movie eventually on this show that's like Karloff in his heyday, like 1933 Karloff, which is like, that's peak Karloff, without a doubt.
Now that's what I call Karloff.
Now that's what I call Karloff. We only get one of those. And then, the rest are the ape, and then I don't know that we'll ever watch any of the Mr. Wong movies. Maybe not on this program. Maybe another one, but that's just a whole other set of that's like Boris Karloff's other public domain movies are like kind of few and far between, but it's the Mr. Wong movies and then some.
Right.
He's got like some other movies that aren't really like horror movies. They're just kind of more thrillers or more kind of action-y, espionage-y, or they're more crime dramas. I mean, his horror output in public domain is very limited. So, but the ape is fun. And speaking of apes, we're gonna be fully on theme, because as always, Evan brings us a cocktail to pair with the evening's film in a little segment which we call
What Were You Drinking?
What are we drinking, Evan?
This week we've got a fun, simple drink. I remembered my promise that this season I was gonna try to keep it simple.
Right.
So gonna try to live up to that. This one's called the Grape Ape.
Grape
and
ape.
I don't think we've had any grape flavor.
No.
So far. So this is something different. This is made with grape juice, lemon lime soda, and vodka. And if you want to get really fancy with this very simple drink, you can add grapes as a garnish. Maybe frozen grapes. That might be.
That's
nice.
good. Ooh.
Instead of ice cubes, do frozen grapes.
I like that.
But, yeah, it's simple. It's 3 ingredients. You just add it all together, stir it up. It feels like something I would have drank in college, maybe.
Little mixer, just vodka, just to that's it. Simple. All you need to chill on. Like, it sounds, again, like we've had a lot of the cocktails that we've had this season are ones that you can chill on a little more when you're watching this. It's when you're watching the movie, it's not something that is loaded with liquor that is, kind of like a one and done and very overpowering and kind of like, it's just easy. It's easy to sip. I mean, it
sounds refreshing.
It does. It really does. And I don't know why. I keep like having to remind myself that it's grape juice and not grape soda. Like I don't know why I keep thinking grape soda.
I guess you maybe could use grape soda.
I mean, you could, but I think the consistency of the juice.
Yeah.
Like, I think
if you wanted to go really simple with it, maybe you could skip the lemon lime soda and just do grape soda and vodka. But
that would just be it doesn't sound
definitely sounds like something I would have made in college. And that's not a good thing.
No, definitely. Like, if all your definitely my freshman year I was pretty fond of vodka and Sprite, and let me tell you, that got old pretty fast. It's not something that, like, it's definitely not like a cocktail. You know, it's just kind of something to. You're just trying to get it down. But no, this is with the grape juice and I saw some variations on this that were like, it was like sours and like different kinds of like grape flavored like liqueurs and you know, more complicated. This is very much like, I love this, simple, right? And I, you know, filling in your, you know, in your stead last week for what were you drinking? I tried.
That's right. Did you guys have a drink?
We did, and I tried to stay simple. You know, since our movie was about a convict being put to death, our cocktail was the Lethal Injection. And it was
very good. Very nice.
Yeah, and it was orange juice, grapefruit juice, and it was just supposed to be light rum, like, but I didn't have any light rum, so I just used Malibu, and it was fine. I could have done without the coconut, but it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, again, very simple, right? Like,
keeping it simple.
Yeah, 1 liquor, 2 ingredients, pretty good drink. Of course, I got up here and I like introduced the segment and I like go to like, I'm like, I get everything made and I go to pour my liquor and I look down and I realized that I grabbed everything except the Malibu. And so I had to wait until the first break to grab it. And then when we came back from the break, then I was able to make the drink. And so, yeah, it was definitely like a bummer because I was getting myself hyped up for the drink, you know, in like introducing it, and then it just completely deflated. Just like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, all right, well, I guess I gotta wait. Like, for a split second, I thought about pausing it, running down, getting it. I was like, you know what? Nope. Gotta just keep rolling. Can't
you didn't
stop.
Want to just have the, what was it, orange juice and grapefruit juice?
I thought about it. I really did. I like for a split.
I can barely taste the
I'm pretty
liquor.
sure that like all of that ran through my mind for a split second, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like I thought that like through that scenario of me just drinking that, and like what would like I would there'd be nothing. Like what would I say? Like,
can I sell this?
You know, I don't know. It's just not. So I waited, and I think that was definitely the best choice. But yeah, no, I tried to. I took your theme, you know, as a thesis statement, and I stuck with it. I stood.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Everyone at home last week could follow along. They have something to drink.
Yes, we gotta.
No one goes thirsty.
Can't. What were you drinking? Is, you know, what? How else are we gonna watch these movies? We gotta have a cocktail to pair it with. What else are we gonna do? Yeah, no. It's very good. So. Definitely make yourself the Grape Ape as we watch the Ape this Friday at 9 p.m. If you want that recipe, you can go find it on our Instagram page, which is at Screamstream Show. We're on most of the other socials at Screamstream Show. You can Fresh Rogan was not here tonight, but our boy Fresh is always, you know, fresh with the hot takes on his Twitter. You follow him at Fresh Rogan. And Evan is an enigma. So he doesn't leave a trace. You can't find
off
anything.
The grid.
He's off the grid completely.
Except for this.
This is the only grid activities that he has. It's the show. So we appreciate that, Evan. As always, your presence here. We're happy to have you back.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
And yeah, we'll get ready to dig into some more public domain horror this Friday at 9, and the last of final 2 installments of Flash Gordon, the first of 2 next Wednesday at 9. So until then, well, unless anything before we sign off, Evan.
I guess not.
No, I just
we'll
plowing right through
later.
it. Yep, stream you later. All right, sweet screams, everybody.
And to all a good fright.